my name is Jorge Oquendo. I was originally born in South Carolina. My father is from Puerto Rico and my mother is from Spain. I come to Puerto Rico and my neighbor, he was starting to do parties and shows here in Puerto Rico. And he wanted to get into the rock and roll business, which was huge at the time. In the 80s, rock and roll was very huge. It was then that I told him, listen, there's a new kind of music going on in New York and in the United States. It's called hip hop, it's called rap. Bringing Poison was $125,000 for one night, you know? And with that, you could bring like 3 or 4 rappers to Puerto Rico.
At that time, it was merengue, salsa, and pop music and rock in Puerto Rico. There was not even one radio station that will play a rap record.
The owner of X100, Mr. Roberto Davila, and Baron Lopez, who was a DJ for that radio station, first played the rap music on the radio.
I said, let me do what no radio station has done in Puerto Rico. That is doing the hot mixes. Hot mixes, taking one song, re-edited, special for the radio station.
In 1987, we were bringing down to Puerto Rico Public Enemy. And one day, this guy comes into our office asking us if he could open up for Public Enemy. And I said, who are you? And he says, oh, I'm DJ Negro. We do Spanish hip hop. And he brought us the demo of what eventually became La Recta Final.
Recta Final. Abro los ojos, me levanto, yo el vocero. Y el porciento de la paz es cero. Crímenes, violaciones, mucha malicia. Y no me entero de la buena noticia.
That exploded. That was a big, big, big hit.
Porque en ese tiempo estaba bien pegado, Ram DMC, el QJ, y todo eso era lo que se oía. Llega este chamaco, todo el mundo cantó en inglés, pero él cantó en español.
Well, Vico C made everyone aware of the music. He was the first Spanish rap artist to get a song played on the radio in Puerto Rico.
Vico C es un precursor, me atrevo a decir, el padre del movimiento underground de los 80, independientemente de lo que haya evolucionado hasta ahora.
When I met him, he was a little kid like this, very small. He was very, very fast, very intelligent, very creative. And for his age at that time, he had the maturity of an adult.
El dinero poniéndose al mando, el pobre siempre se siente esperar que se haga justicia aquí en la recta final.
There were other movements taking place in the late 80s and early 90s, and one of them was the hip-hop en español thing that started happening in Puerto Rico with Vico C. But the other big thing was the movement of reggae in Spanish in Panama.
Reggaeton started in Panama. They took the dancehall sound, they took the reggae sound, and they added Spanish language lyrics to it.
A lot of songs that Jamaicans had done were getting like done over, but not the same words, but just with the same melody, with the same beat, with a Spanish guy or a Panamanian guy spitting something over it that kind of sounded good to him.
A producer in Jamaica named King Jammy made what they call in Jamaica rhythms with a drum machine instead of using a whole band. And what he did is he took a very basic, cheap, almost like toy, like Casio keyboard drum machine that you could buy for like $100 in the store, and he just turned it on and put one of the presets on. And that became the most revolutionary rhythm in Jamaican music history.
There's one beat that's really came up maybe 85, 86, which is it's a song called Dembow. And that beat became known as the Dembow beat.
Dembow, dembow, man on the table, me say that him bow. Y'all a clean rifle, me say that she bow. At least be count, I me know a girl bow. Little teeth in a bottom, that means say you bow.
All the way through. came from Jamaica. And what do dembow means?
Dembow, which means they bow, which is a sexual reference to guys who give oral sex to women, or women who give oral sex to men.
That was a huge record. It was a massive Jamaican hit. Then that beat from that record sort of became the foundation beat for 90% of all the reggaeton records that followed.
This guy called Edgar Franco comes to us and tells us, listen, I admire your work, you know, because he is great. I'm from Panama, and I do Spanish reggae. And we released El General, which was the first reggaeton record. It combined the influence of the Jamaican dembow with the Panamanian interpretation and the Panamanian flow.
When those two things combined, hip-hop in Spanish in Puerto Rico and what the Panamanians were doing with reggae, the kids just latched onto that. And that sound that came out of Puerto Rico with rapping on top of it was what ended up engendering reggaeton. They sped it up. They started playing with those rhythms, but it was all very underground.
Underground pretty much meant that it wouldn't get airplayed because the radio stations didn't want to play it. They said, this is not for radio, this is not music, this is garbage.
Because everything was just underground. They was talking dirty, they were talking everything.
And I can talk about girls' asses, and I can talk about fucking, and I can talk about shooting somebody in the head, and I can talk about slanging drugs, and I can talk about whatever I want to talk about, because you know what? That's our shit. That's our music.
Mi propio estilo cuando hablo, te hablo del tema el gatigi si te pega, te apunto y te rompo al tiro para que no te intrometas y para que no jodas conmigo. Chelsea es mi nombre y no es nada raro. Sacar mi pistola y tenerte en la mano y si tengo hacerlo, no vas a tener mano.
So if you don't have a radio station that wants to play the angry, raw reggaeton, then the movement has to come up from the ghetto. The movement has to come up from the people that want to spread the word without having the normal channels of promotion and communication, with his radio, TV, whatever.
Prácticamente lo que hacíamos era reunirnos con el DJ en el cuarto de su casa, donde estaba, pues él tenía su equipo montado, que no eran más que 2 platos MK 1200, un plato aquí, el otro acá, el mixer, Barón López con Disquad, DJ Negro, también DJ Playero colaboró con nosotros al principio. De ahí surge básicamente el movimiento, la etapa del underground.
Entro.
Yo no salía a comprar equipo. Esto, antes los DJ cogíamos los equipos, uno de, mira, préstame un turntable, al otro, mira, préstame la bocina, al otro es, préstame el mixer, y juntando y cogiendo prestado y así hacíamos un equipo y así comenzábamos a hacer los parties.
Playero, pues fíjate, lo conocí en el residencial Los Lirios en Santurce, como DJ. Me hacía, a veces tocábamos juntos en disco parties por ahí. Yo no podía hacer fiestas, él iba y los tocaba y cosas así.
Playero is a pioneer. He was the first DJ that came out with a whole bunch of guys throwing out lyrics in Spanish with reggae beats.
Playero used to do these cassettes, these underground cassettes, originally from his house, on a 4-track cassette deck.
Pues aquí.
¿Dónde tú te sentabas? ¿Dónde era el estudio tuyo?
No, aquí
¿Tu
mismo.
equipo?
Aquí. Estaba puesto aquí. Estaba puesto aquí. Aquí estaba puesto. Y aquí.
¿Dónde se sentaban los artistas?
No, en el piso, en la silla, en cualquier lado. Cuando yo empecé a grabar y yo lo que hacía era acumulaba los acapelas y yo los seguía grabando. Llegó un momento que era tanta gente, tantos muchachos que aparecieron de yo no sé de dónde, de todos lados. Todos querían grabar, yo no rechazaba a nadie.
And he's one of the first guys to put out compilations, similar to mixtapes, where he would get a bunch of the local artists and he would put a compilation together. He was one of the guys that really pushed the genre.
Pues los artistas que pasaron por aquí, pues Daddy Yankee, Javia, Lázaro, Víctor y Cupa, que son Felan Rican King, Michael y Manuel Blanco, Ranking Stone, A.B. Queen, wow.
Got so many kids, very talented kids. The first artist he recorded on the cassette was Daddy Yankee.
No te canses, ya no pare. No te canses, dale al baile y no pare. No te canses, dale al baile, ya no pare. No te canses, ya no pare. No te canses, ya no pare. No te canses, dale al baile.
Daddy Yankee is one of the early reggaeton artists who worked in the underground, what they called the underground, which was reggaeton before it got discovered.
I come from San Juan. My barrio is Villa Kennedy, you know, like Kennedy's Village, you know, in English. And that's like one of the poorest barrios in Puerto Rico, so I grew up in that environment.
Well, he was a bit of a tough guy. He got shot. He still has some wound in his leg.
De allá empezaron a disparar. A lo loco. ¡Wow! En el corre y corre, pues como te expliqué ahorita, Yankee brincó para allá y lo encontramos allá. Empezamos a buscarlo, que no lo encontrábamos, pues empezamos a escucharlo, ay, ay, llamando, ¿entiendes? El quejido. Y entonces, buscando, y cuando pues pasó aquí lo encontramos aquí. Lo levantamos y llevamos al dispensario, al hospital.